Welcome to another travel product review. Today we're going to review the Sightseeing Speedboat Tour. And the thing about our reviews is they're all favorable. So we're going to quickly look at the pictures, we're going to look at the text, and then we're going to comment about the negative reviews. And hopefully the information we provide you will help you make better decisions when purchasing this product. All right, let's get started. Now, the first thing I do when I look at any product is I like to look at the title. And this is a Sightseeing Speedboat Tour. So that title gives you the impression that this is something that's going to be speed and you're going to see a bunch of stuff. And then I quickly look at the pictures to see if it matches the title. Now, I go through here and I say, looks like they're pointing out, they're doing the sightseeing portion of the speedboat tour. They're looking at millionaires' homes. They're looking at Fisher Island. They are taking pictures. And you definitely get to see a lot when you're on this tour. Now already I noticed that there's a couple different boats. They have a yellow boat and they have a green boat. So anytime that they present a couple different boats, and I forgot to tell you that our countdown timer will be 10 minutes. So that way our reviews don't go longer than that, and I don't think they will. So when we look at some of these pictures, I'm just quickly looking at what they are presenting to us. Looks like a Torgo. This is another colored boat. And I know this product, so they have a few different boats, and sometimes you might not know which boat you're going to get on, and I'm sure they might be switching them out, so there's a few boats that you can pick from. And then I'm quickly just looking over. And look, this is at Bayside Marketplace in downtown Miami. And the one thing that I do when I look at any of these is 25 pictures sometimes is a little bit much. And the reason why I think that's a reason much is because people don't go through more than 12 or 13 photos. So put your best photos up front. And they did that. And so now I'm going to look at who's putting this on, the activity provider. And so it looks like Thriller Miami Speedboat, that's the name of the boat right there. So the one thing that I'm already noticing, it looks like this listing is by the boat provider. And it's always good just to look at that activity provider, that it meets your expectations. Sometimes it might be a different activity provider. I always like to take a look at that. And then I'm looking at the reviews. They have 925 reviews. That's a lot of reviews, which is good because that means it's a popular tour. And then now I'm going to quickly go through some of the text information. Those pictures are very colorful. They chose the best colors. They show a few different boats. Now I'm just kind of looking to see in the text if it matches what I already expect of this. And one would be you might be switching on a different boat depending on what's happening. So the first thing I do is I like to look at the highlights. Jet around on Miami's only speedboat. There is more speedboats at this point, but this is the original speedboat tour. Speed out into the ocean and along South Beach, taking the city's best sights from the water, and that's all true. Now I quickly look at the description, and when I'm looking here, it's just how it's formatted and what they discuss. Now, a lot of times, a lot of these providers post their products on these websites, and they kind of walk away from it and leave it for a while. And I like some of the people that are constantly making changes to it. So if you're an activity provider, then you want to kind of go ahead and change it and make some changes depending on the information. Hop aboard a power catamaran and embark on a 45-minute offshore adventure that provides ultimate sightseeing experience in true Miami Vice style. The Miami Vice style is speed. It's a cigarette boat cruising through the water. Capture views of Miami and its spectacular skyline and comfort and safety from a plush seating of a luxurious boat. Now, I will say that this boat definitely has cushioned seats. That's good to know. Cruise along Miami's coastline, taking Art Deco. Now, you're pretty far from Art Deco. I know that's kind of like the skyline is Art Deco, but you might be a little bit far from that. There might be some trees that block that. Okay. And this is just giving the expectations of what you do. On 365 days a year, a speedboat departs daily from Bayside Marketplace, 11 a.m. until sunset every hour, weekdays. Okay, kind of gives you the expectations. Now, Speedboat Tour live guide. There's no transportation, tips, and photos and not suitable for pregnant women. It's because you're a speedboat and it gets a little choppy. Now, also, the next thing I do when I look at this is I check availability. And what I do on this is just to see if it's a different price from the weekday for this weekend, so I don't see any of that. And now I'm just looking to see if there's any difference in prices for seniors, military, and it just looks like adult and children. And then it also gives me an idea of how much this is going to be, $45, and most popular days, Thursday and Friday. And that's good to note, depending on which ones you're going. And the whole thing lasts 45 minutes. You can see that up there. And that's what I do when I look at this product and I look at this listing. It looks pretty solid. Obviously, they're doing a lot of reviews, and so they're getting a lot of activity, and that's what you want to know. Is this a new tour? Is this an old tour? Is this, I mean, not old tour, but been around for a while. And the next thing I want to do is point out where this is. Now, this is in Bayside Marketplace. So if you're looking overall, it's always good to know. So if you're in South Beach, you're going to have to get transportation to get to this area right here, which is Bayside Marketplace. And I'm going to zoom out a little bit further, and it's right here in the center of the city. So that's good to know. This is a hub. Bayside Marketplace is a lot closer to the Metro Rail, a lot closer to downtown Miami. And now the fun part is I get to look at those negative reviews and comment based upon what I feel is unnecessary from the people that comment. Okay, so let's take a look at those negative comments. And so the first thing I want to do is I want to look at 1-star reviews. Okay, and when I look at negative reviews, I'm looking at what year those reviews came from. So 2024, 2024, and it's just negative. It's just a 1-star, and there's no comments so far. And so let's go. Terrible customer service and directions explaining where to find the boat due to the reason we missed our boat and had to wait 2.5 hours to get a new boat. Terrible experience. Well, I'm going to go up and I'm going to explain. I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to zoom in one more time. Now, that boat is right there. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but no, you can't see my cursor in this video. But right where it says water tech, it's just this way. That's the water taxi. It's right next to there inside Bayside Marketplace. And so that's the first thing is, and if I look at where on the map they display that, meet at Bayside Marketplace in downtown Miami. Once inside, walk towards the bay and you will see the Thriller boats on the right side toward Hard Rock. Now, that might need to be adjusted because it's actually inside the marina, not at the bay. Because if you look at this map right here, all the way with the Skyview observation wheel, that's the bay, and they're located inside this little cove, which is Bayside Marketplace and Miami Marina. And let's just keep looking at some of these other reviews. We aren't from here. We missed out time and wasn't able to get a refund. So again, you have to get there early. These boats work on a schedule, so it's up to you to make sure that you get there on time. And it was quite an unpleasant experience. Unfortunately, I misplaced my ticket. When I approached the counter, a female staff member informed me that due to the loss of my ticket, I wasn't allowed to board. Now, I want to remind you about something. Now, these boat companies only have like a little ticket booth. They don't really have a total office. So looking up reservations gets kind of hard. So that's why you want to make sure you print your reservation, make sure you have it on your phone, because they really don't have a lot of tools and equipment when those boats are at the dock. They have a small little ticket booth. They have a desk out in the public and into the weather. So that is difficult. So make sure you print your ticket, have it scanned on your phone to make it easy to check in. And let's just keep looking at some of these reviews. Downright theft. Firstly, because the 45 minutes turned into 32 minutes. On the other hand, no thrills. 2 or 3 villas of famous people, but from the very far away. Completely loses loud music. I walk in the bay in the port. That does not reflect my me. Now, I will say that if you want a sightseeing tour, they have other sightseeing tours. Now you're going to get to see it and post and see from the thing. But I think this negative review is the person was trying to look maybe more for that sightseeing more than the speedboat tour. Now it's a mix, so they're trying to get a little bit of both worlds, and it's really the expectations. If you get a couple things pointed out, that's a check off and means that you solved what they're talking about. That includes the sightseeing portion. If you do the speedboat and you're racing along, that completes the speed portion of the tour. So it's really the expectations. And I'm not going to really talk more about those negative reviews. I got 36 seconds. I told you I was going to keep it within 10 minutes. And what I'm looking to do here is make sure that your expectations meet the product. Now this is a fun thing to do. It's different than the other boats because it actually goes out into the ocean and races along Miami Beach, which no other tour does that. And I think that's one of the best things that happens for this product. And that's going to do it. So if you like the feedback I provided, please hit a like button. If you want to see more reviews, then please subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I will put a link in the description so you can make a purchase. And if you're making a trip to Miami and Miami Beach, then please, we hope you have a good time and do the Thriller Speedboat Miami.